Our intention and our hope as the organisers of the seminar is that today gives you an opportunity, or a further opportunity, to really just to reflect on what some of this information might mean for you in your work or in your role within higher education.
Student success is key, and I suppose the way we teach, the way we learn, and the way we share information and we learn with, from and about each other is key to student success. And this speaks to UCC Pillar UCC 2022, Pillar 3 in particular, and also the National Forum Strategic Policies.
So a very important study was carried out to track the white matter from childhood through to adulthood, and scientists confirmed that the brain isn't fully developed until the mid-20s. It also showed that the pre-frontal cortex, this front period of the brain, was the very last region to be fully myelinated, and that this occurred in the mid-20s. And so what this essentially tells us is that these higher order functions like planning, organizing, control, empathy, etc., which are mediated by the prefrontal cortex, are not fully operational until all of this myelination has occurred, until the mid-20s. And again, keep in mind that this is the age range of the majority of our third level students. So to put all of this together, the brain pieces, in the context of learning for our students in higher education. Adolescents, which we now know comprise the majority of our students, are constantly learning through experiences and through the environment. The experiences and learning in college allow the brain to adapt for use in the future so that it is preparing for change. And the neurons also start to make and create many more complex connections, so thus making it easier to engage in advanced thinking and learning. And this will carry them through to adult life.
But we must recognise that there is a lot of evidence to suggest that when they're in these social contexts, that their thinking will be influenced because they're in a social context. And our learning systems are social contexts. Our classroom, our tutorial groups, our lecture halls, studying in the library, studying with your housemates, meeting up with people. These are all, the college is a social context where learning occurs. When we start to think about college as a social cultural environment and how it might change across generations, and maybe we'll all be playing catch up, but we need to think about our students as they walk in the door and their broader social context. And I think the last year has really reminded us all of that.
Thinking about a curriculum that engages the student, proactive and timely access to support and learning and life support, intentionally fostering a sense of belonging and sustainable academic professional partnerships. I think today our seminar is real evidence of how important partnerships across academic and professional services are for providing timely and appropriate supports for young people. This is a really useful framework from June Brown, but translating the World Health Organization model for service delivery to a university context. And this really captures how many supports are both available in universities typically and are necessary, and that how important it is to have the right support at the right time. And seeing self-care at the bottom and informal supports going up, so that it's not everybody who needs to avail of counselling or mental health services. In fact, in an ideal world, it would be a minority of students who need that type of support. The transition to university coincides with a high-risk period for maladaptive coping, the onset of psychopathology and academic failure. But the corollary is that it also represents an important window of opportunity for prevention and timely intervention. I think that's a really powerful statement that pulls together much of what we've heard this morning.